Madame de Plonge, the lover at present of the Marquis de Bonneville, the Vicomte de Brute, several chevaliers, 2 gardeners, a Doberman, and a butcher. So, no shortage of meat in her diet.
Dawn French, one half of the iconic British comedy duo French and Saunders, recently dropped a bombshell that has sent shockwaves through the entertainment world. After nearly 2 decades of laughter and success, French revealed the surprising and deeply personal reason behind the end of their beloved sketch show. In this video, we'll explore the emotional journey that led Dawn French to make the difficult decision to walk away from one of the most successful comedy acts in British television history.
What have you got in your basket?
A baby.
Oh.
Why can't you just go down to the shop and get some sandwiches?
Because of my legs.
What's the matter with your legs?
Shall I show you?
Yes.
All right, here I go. Off to the shop to get some sandwiches.
The birth of a comedy legend. In the annals of British comedy, few partnerships have left as indelible a mark as Dawn French and Jennifer Saunders. Their journey began in 1978 at the Central School of Speech and Drama in London, where 2 young women with a shared passion for making people laugh first crossed paths. Little did they know, this chance encounter would spark a friendship and creative partnership that would endure for decades and change the face of British comedy. From the outset, French and Saunders shared a unique chemistry. Their contrasting personalities, French's bubbly exuberance and Saunders' dry wit, complemented each other perfectly, creating a comedic yin and yang that audiences found irresistible. As they honed their craft, it became clear they were not just talented individually, but that together they were comedy dynamite. The duo cut their teeth performing at the Comic Strip Club in London, a breeding ground for alternative comedy in the early 80s. Here, alongside other up-and-coming talents like Rick Mayall, Adrian Edmondson, and Alexei Sayle, French and Saunders began to develop their unique brand of humor. Their performances at the comic strip caught the attention of television producers, leading to their first big break. In 1982, French and Saunders were cast in the groundbreaking Channel 4 series The Comic Strip Presents. This avant-garde comedy show, which featured a rotating cast of alternative comedians, gave the duo their first taste of television success and helped establish them as rising stars in the British comedy scene. And pitch-perfect parodies of popular films and TV shows. What set French and Saunders apart was not just the quality of the comedy, but the fearlessness of the stars. Dawn and Jennifer were unafraid to look silly, to push boundaries, and to subvert expectations. Whether they were spoofing blockbuster movies, creating outrageous original characters, or simply riffing off each other's energy, they brought a level of commitment and creativity to their performances that was unmatched. Throughout the late 80s and 90s, French and Saunders were at the height of their powers. Their sketch show became a cultural phenomenon, attracting millions of viewers and earning critical acclaim. They became known for their movie parodies in particular, taking on everything from Titanic to The Exorcist with gleeful abandon. But it wasn't just about the laughs. French and Saunders were breaking new ground for women in comedy. At a time when the industry was still largely dominated by men, they proved women could be just as funny, just as silly, and just as successful. The turning point. However, after 18 years of success, something changed. In 2005, during what would become one of their final sketches together, Dawn French found herself in a situation that ultimately led to the end of their long-running show. The sketch in question featured French dressing up as the American singer Anastasia, known for her powerful voice and distinctive glasses. While parody had always been a cornerstone of their comedy, this particular sketch left French feeling deeply uncomfortable and out of control. In a recent documentary about the duo's career, she opened up about the experience. Quote, "Instead of finding it funny, I just thought, oh, I don't like it. It just felt like I wasn't in control of the comedy and the joke was on me." This sentiment marked a significant shift from the joyful abandon with which French had approached her performances in the past. To understand the impact of the moment, it's important to consider the context. Throughout their career, French and Saunders had built their reputation on their willingness to look ridiculous for the sake of comedy. They had parodied countless celebrities and pop culture figures, often donning outrageous costumes and makeup to do so. So what made this particular sketch different? The discomfort didn't end with the initial performance. French also had to perform the sketch on Top of the Pops, a popular music show in the UK. This additional exposure amplified her feelings of unease and vulnerability. Quote, "I came off the stage. It was the last thing we did that day, and I remember saying to everyone, like I would, bye everyone, and I offered to buy everyone a car so that they liked me." The decision to end French and Saunders. French's reaction to the Anastasia sketch was a watershed moment for the comedy duo. It forced her to confront her feelings about their work and the direction their comedy was taking. The experience was so profound, it led French to make the difficult decision to end their long-running show. Interestingly, Jennifer Saunders was unaware of the depth of French's feelings at the time. In the documentary, Saunders expressed surprise at learning the true reason behind their split. Quote, "I didn't realize it was so traumatic that you decided to end the whole act." This revelation speaks to the personal nature of French's struggle and the complexity of creative partnerships. However, Saunders also acknowledged there were other factors at play. She noted that the show had, quote, "ended on TV long before that because they'd started to cancel anything." This suggests that while French's personal experience was the catalyst, there were also external pressures affecting their work. Saunders' comments highlight an important aspect of the entertainment industry, its ever-changing nature.
And there's a kind of picture of me meeting Prince Charles, and I'm sort of meeting him like this, like you always do, like you, there's you. And in fact, he was asking me what I did in the film, and I said, "Tonight, Your Royal Highness, you will see my beaver." and I just smiled at him. He sort of twinkled at me, and then moved on very, very quickly. Moved away.
The impact of fame and age on comedy. French and Saunders' experience raises broader questions about the nature of comedy and how it evolves as performers age and gain fame. Early in their careers, their parodies and sketches were seen as irreverent and daring. However, as they became established figures in British entertainment, the same type of comedy began to be perceived differently. This shift in perception is not unique to French and Saunders. Many comedians face similar challenges as they age and their status changes. What once seemed cheeky and rebellious can start to appear mean-spirited or out of touch when coming from established stars. This phenomenon raises important questions about ageism in the entertainment industry and the expectations placed on performers as they mature. And the pressure to constantly innovate and stay relevant in the fast-paced world of comedy can be exhausting. After nearly 2 decades of creating sketch comedy, it's understandable that French and Saunders might have felt the need for a change or a break.
Shut up! Shut up now! Shut up! That got very embarrassing. Far too long. I think we're going to need bigger BAFTAs. Way too small. Thank you very much. This is a huge honour. And after 30 years, it's kind of like the cherry on the icing of the cake.
The legacy of French and Saunders. Despite the end of their regular collaboration, the impact of French and Saunders on British comedy can't be overstated. They paved the way for many female comedians who came after them, proving that women could be just as funny, silly, and successful as their male counterparts. Their willingness to look ridiculous for the sake of a laugh, their sharp writing, and their chemistry as a duo set a high bar for sketch comedy. Many of their parodies and original characters have become classics, fondly remembered and often quoted by fans. From their spot-on spoofs of blockbuster movies to their original characters like the Menopause Sisters, French and Saunders created a rich tapestry of comedic material that continues to influence comedy today. Now it's time to hear from you. What do you think about Dawn French's decision to end French and Saunders over her discomfort with a sketch? Let us know in the comments section below.